Hey everyone, it's Star Sketch and welcome back to a new video. Today we are starting the Ground Yourself workbook series. So for those of you that don't know, I write and self-publish my own workbooks via Amazon. And yeah, essentially this one is about living in the present earthly moment. So this is kind of the kickstart to my next kind of workbook series, because the first one was based off of the seasons, and now we're getting into the elements, the 4 elements. So the first one I made is the earth element, which is ground yourself. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Let's read the back first before we get started. So this is what the back looks like with my little picture that actually one of my subscribers made for me at WTF Do I Know. I still have it to this day and I love it. So, so this is what it says. This workbook is designed to help you cultivate stability, calm, and inner strength in this chaotic world. Through engaging reflections, great tips on living in the moment, and grounding techniques to use in your daily life, this workbook guides you on a journey to connect more deeply with yourself and the present moment. I don't know why am I reading so weird. Whether you're looking to reduce stress, improve focus, or simply feel more balanced, this workbook offers tools and practices to center your mind, body, and emotions. These are the main lessons we will be going through together in this book. So this will be a 5-part series. So for the next 5 weeks, essentially through the month of October, we will be getting this workbook done. So the first section is what is mindfulness and how to do it, the importance of deep breathing, be aware with your senses, regulating your emotions, and maintaining yourself. And this little part here about me. Erin McWalters has written previous workbooks on topics like self-love and depression based on her previous experiences. I don't know why it does this space thing. Through diligence and hard work, she has taken the lessons learned from her own obstacles of life and creates workbooks to help and guide others to heal themselves. Short, sweet, to the point, you know. I could have added something about like Star Sketch, but I wanted my workbooks to be separate from the Star Sketch brand, but in the future, you might see some workbooks by Star Sketch. But let's get into it. I already kind of read most of this anyways, but you can doodle and draw and send them to Instagram and tag me in them so I can see them. AKA the title pages I always leave super blank, and the what are they called? Margins open more so then people can doodle and such. But let's get into today's first section for this week, which is what is mindfulness and how to do it. Mindfulness, a mental state characterized by focused awareness and non-judgmental acceptance of one's present moment experience. Benefits of mindfulness: reduces your stress levels, regulates your emotions, improves your concentration and focus, more aware of yourself, reduces anxiety and depression, improve your relationships with yourself and others, and better quality of sleep. How do you think mindfulness can benefit your life? So essentially you can kind of just take what's written here and kind of write it in this section. So for me, regulating. Here, I'm gonna put this. I always use stars as bullet points now. My emotions and body / nervous system. More aware of myself and the environment around me. And lastly, I would say definitely reducing my anxiety and depression. but your reasoning might be different. It might be helpful for your quality of sleep or your stress levels or your concentration or just overall being more tuned into the present moment. This could be different for everybody. Why would you like to become more mindful? Now this is kind of breaking it down, because when you set a goal for yourself or set a new ritual for yourself, it's always good to ask why you're doing it in the first place. So for me, be more present in my life and with others around me. Notice little things that I don't normally notice. That could be like, you see a butterfly going by when normally you're like looking at your phone, you probably wouldn't have been able to see that, Notice little things that I don't usually see. /hear, /touch, etc. Yeah, that's basically why I like to be more mindful. It just gets me, to know what's going on around me. All right, here is an activity page. Check in with yourself and ask yourself, what sensations do you notice in your body right now? What sounds are present in your environment at this moment? Can you observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them? Write your responses and any other observances below and doodle things here if you'd like. So right now, and this is something I actually do in EMDR therapy, my trauma therapy as I like to call it, but it's not always the greatest thing to call it. But so for sensations, in my body, right now I feel feet on ground, hands writing / on table, my butt on my chair, and I will admit I'm high. So I will put that there. What sounds are present in your environment at the moment? So sounds, my voice, considering, I'm talking for the video, and outside noises. So like, people, dogs, cars, whatever. Can you observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them? I sometimes get caught up in my thoughts. However, it has improved a lot over the years. And I'll just say in my mental health recovery, or journey, I'll say. And yeah, there we go. All right, let's move on to the next. How to become more mindful. In order to become more mindful, you need to set a why, aka an intention for becoming more mindful. So what is your intention for becoming more mindful? So you can kind of reference what we already kind of wrote over here and kind of make it into a sentence. So my intention is to be more focused on what's in front of me and how I feel. So it's kind of that, connection of, being in tune with that. Now it's time to incorporate a daily habit of becoming more mindful. You could do this in several ways. Mindful eating, eating your food slow to enhance flavor and embrace the moment. Mindful walking, going for a slow stroll around the neighborhood and taking in all the sights and sounds of nature. Mindful mundane tasks, complete submerging yourself into a daily task like washing the dishes. So which mindfulness activities would you like to try, and explain how you will do it and when you will in your schedule? So the first one for me is mindful walking. Mornings. And the other one I like to do is mindful mundane cleaning. Each week. And then lastly, meditation daily. Which obviously, as you saw, we're going to be going into more about meditation. And with that being said, that is the end of that section. I'm kind of filming these in bulk, so it could go out, scheduled wise. But I hope that you all enjoyed the first section. Next week, we will be doing the next section, which is the importance of deep breathing. So I will see you guys all there. Bye.